On today's show, we're discussing the first mRNA flu vaccine in the U.S. This is the JAMA Medical News Podcast. I'm News Director Jennifer Abbasi. Lead Senior Staff Writer Rita Rubin is here to talk about her story. Rita, thanks for joining.
Good to be here.
So, people in the U.S. are expected to have a new option when they get immunized against the flu this fall. Tell us about it.
Well, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved the first messenger RNA, or mRNA, flu vaccine, Moderna's mFlusiva. The mRNA platform, of course, is the technology used for the Moderna and Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccines, billions of doses of which have been administered.
Okay, so Rita, what are the advantages of an mRNA flu shot?
Well, there are two. First, clinical trial data show this vaccine is more effective than conventional flu shots, at least the standard dose ones, and mRNA technology enables manufacturers to more quickly change the composition of vaccines, a real asset when dealing with flu viruses.
But the mRNA flu vaccine is not for everyone, right?
For now, at least, that's right. It's approved only for people 50 and older. Moderna has not yet disclosed whether it plans to seek approval for younger adults or kids and teens. The shot's pivotal phase 3 trial enrolled about 41,000 people 50 years or older and found it to be approximately 27% more effective than standard dose conventional flu vaccine. The catch is that for people 65 or older, the standard of care in the U.S. is a high-dose flu vaccine, which was not used as a comparator in the multinational phase 3 trial. For that reason, the FDA granted traditional approval of the mRNA flu vaccine only for people 50 through 64 years of age.
So what about people older than 64?
Well, for people 65 years or older, the FDA granted accelerated approval based on the finding of another Moderna phase 3 trial that its vaccine generated an immune response at least as great as the high-dose flu shot did. Now, the immune response typically correlates with vaccine efficacy, but Moderna now must conduct a post-market or phase 4 trial to show that its vaccine is at least as effective as high-dose vaccines in preventing the flu. The company says that study will enroll 400,000 people in each of 2 flu seasons.
How did the safety of the mRNA vaccine compare with the standard dose traditional vaccine?
The phase 3 trial found that people who received the mRNA vaccine were more likely than those who got the traditional flu vaccine to report transient, mild to moderate adverse events such as injection site pain, head and body aches, and fatigue, all of which have been associated with the mRNA COVID-19 vaccines.
Okay, tell us more about the advantage of using mRNA technology to make flu vaccines.
Every few seasons or so, the flu vaccine isn't a good match with the circulating strains, and more people get sick from influenza and die. Because it takes so long to manufacture and deliver traditional flu vaccines, many of which have to be grown in chicken eggs, the decision about the vaccine composition for the Northern Hemisphere's upcoming flu season is typically made in February or March and is based on what's circulating in the Southern Hemisphere. But influenza viruses are ever changing, and sometimes new strains arise closer to the beginning of the flu season. With mRNA technology, the process of manufacturing and delivering vaccines takes weeks rather than months, making last-minute composition changes easier.
Might we see a combination mRNA flu and COVID-19 shot?
Well, you would if you visited the European Union. Moderna does have a combination vaccine, and it earned approval in Europe this past April. The company applied for FDA approval of the shot in 2024, but withdrew its application last year to wait for the results of the phase 3 trial of its flu vaccine. Now that the FDA has authorized its flu shot, Moderna is in discussions with the agency about reapplying for approval of the combination shot.
Okay, thanks, Rita. All right, if you'd like to learn more, we'll include a link to Rita's story in the show description. This week, we also published a piece Rita wrote about what updated colorectal cancer screening guidelines have to say about new blood tests. How do they stack up against colonoscopy and stool tests? You can find that and all of our stories at JAMAmedicalnews.com. Thanks to Rita Rubin for joining me. I'm Jennifer Abbasi. This episode was produced by Daniel Morrow at the JAMA Network. To follow this and other JAMA Network podcasts, please visit us online at JAMAnetworkaudio.com. Thanks for listening and join us again next week.
This content is protected by copyright by the American Medical Association with all rights reserved, including those for text and data mining, AI training, and similar technologies.